Okay, you're gonna say, what is up, guys? It's your girl, Kid Cactus. Okay, go. And today, we've got some brand high five. Spankin' new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, revealing official information. And so...
let's get started.
Alright, should people like the video?
Yeah.
Oh, alright, there you go, guys. Okay. Alright, now first things first, what's been going on this week with Destiny 2? Well, on the Tuesday weekly reset, we had the launch of the Festival of the Lost 2025 Halloween event. Do you like Halloween?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so this event featured two new activities. You have the, first of all, Haunted Altars of Sorrow activity, and that launched with a couple of problems. Mainly, the boss was soft-locked, or you could get into position where the boss was soft-locked, so you would just be sitting there and unable to actually finish the activity. Does that sound dumb?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Alright, she's gone now, but seriously, it was a big issue, and so as a result, Bungie released this statement on how you could avoid the soft lock. Essentially, you wait around for 10 seconds before damaging the boss. But because of this issue, Bungie released another statement, as you can see right here, actually extending the duration of the Festival of the Lost by 1 week. So originally, it was a 2-week duration, now it's a 3-week duration ending on November 11th. So you are going to have a whole extra week to go after those new Festival of the Lost goodies. And one of those goodies is a pretty decent SMG, a kinetic SMG, the Gunburn. I actually did a video going over the PvE and PvP god rolls, guys. Definitely check it out. This thing can actually do some pretty cool stuff, and it can get a god roll that no other SMG in the game can get. But if you want to know more about the Festival of the Lost and like how everything works, all the places you can get loot, the weird hats that keep spawning everywhere, check out my full guide on this event linked right up above as well. And the other event, activity that was added alongside this event is Red Rumble. Weirdly, even though it's Rumble, which is free-for-all, you can matchmake with a fire team that lets you do a pretty crazy exploit and a pretty crazy farm at that. Again, check out this video if you want to know all about that. But that's kind of what's been going on so far with Festival, right? But there was one more thing that happened on that Tuesday weekly reset, and that is a new patch. Now, this fixed a few random things, but the main thing it changed is that it removed unstable cores from the game. That's right, recently you got 777,000 of them, but that really only tided you over for a week, and now they're just gone. Like, if you go to infuse stuff, if you dismantle stuff, you will not use unstable cores. You will not get unstable cores. So yeah, that was pretty darn quick actually in getting rid of them. So moving on from there, let's get to the brand new information within the Twid. So the first thing Bungie talks about is kind of what we already covered with the recap, you know, extending Festival to November 11th, but then they talk about more eerie engrams in the portal. Originally, they announced that like the first 2 portal completions would drop eerie engrams, but now they've raised the cap to 99,999, so basically no cap, which means that completing portal activities has a high chance to give you a Festival of the Lost bonus engram that I think you then have to go and do that specific activity to get that Festival of the Lost reward, guys. So you can be kind of chasing these festival engrams around the portal as much as you want. Now, very interesting, they also say special Rumble matchmaking. Additionally, we also wanted to highlight a unique form of matchmaking that we turned on for Red Rumble. Even though this is a variation of Rumble, a free-for-all game mode, you can still queue as a fire team with your friends. So again, guys, that video I made going over how you can exploit this, how you can turn Red Rumble into an insane farm, like sub 2-minute activity farm, that is intentional. Like, Bungie's not going to nerf that anytime soon. They're literally saying that, hey, we intended for matchmaking to work like this. So that's pretty darn crazy. But moving on from there, guys, we get into some new stuff. Specifically, Bungie says introducing the orders system. So, for a long while now, Destiny 2 has had most of its XP, Bright Dust, and economy-based rewards behind systems that require specific activities, objectives, or loadouts to complete. While these systems could be fun, it could often feel like you weren't regularly rewarded when playing other pieces of content throughout the game. When Destiny 2 Renegades launches on December 2nd, we will introduce the new Orders system. We hope Orders will provide players with a more consistently rewarding experience across Destiny 2, while less frequently asking you to manage your loadout or step away from the activities you and your fireteam are interested in. This system will be replacing bounties and seasonal challenges with a more approachable set of objectives that rewards players consistently for their time spent in Destiny 2, be it 10 minutes or 2 hours. So wow, no more bounties, no more seasonal challenges, and I guess that means, you know, no more bounty prepping for Renegades, right? That's kind of crazy. So how will Orders work? They say that Orders will be a part of the improved seasonal hub that's launching along with Renegades. While you'll see your activity orders in the portal main screen, the new overview tab in the seasonal hub is where you'll also find them alongside your daily and weekly objectives, as well as the weekly rewards. So we see an image of this new seasonal hub right here. So Season of the Lawless, you can see you have active orders in the left corner here. So you have Forces of Darkness requiring, I would imagine, strand or stasis kills, void damage, targets defeated. You have Scout Rifle, Precision Final Blows, which, like, okay, you just said you don't want to make people switch up the loadouts, and then you say, oh, you need to, you know, use strand to get this done. So, I mean, these are definitely a little bit more open-ended, and certainly these are agnostic of the activity, which may be exactly what Bungie is going for. So, Bungie speaks about that, saying your active orders to the left are the objectives to complete while you are doing other tasks, and they often focus on actions like defeating enemies, using weapons, abilities, or playing a specific activity type. They are also granted automatically upon login, so you don't have to worry about gathering them before you play. Which is honestly great, like not having to go to a vendor to grab bounties, or at least, you know, go into orbit to grab them from the mobile app. Like just having them refresh automatically is awesome. And they continue here saying common orders are often granted based on your character's current loadout, so completing them should be a natural thing to do as you play. Don't worry if you don't like one of your current orders, you can replace it for a random one of the same tier by spending Glimmer. Keep in mind, though, replacing an order increases that tier's reroll cost up to a daily maximum. Completing common orders reduces the cost of replacing other common orders until they've reached the default replacement cost. And you can see an example of this right here with like Banshee's Arsenal, defeat combatants with weapons, whatever, and you have a common payout here as a reward. So interesting to see what these type of like payouts, what that really means. Now, the eagle-eyed viewers among you may have noticed that in the bottom left corner you have an exclamation point with legendary and then a bar. Well, Bungie's getting to that. So first of all, they say team play. While playing alongside other Guardians historically would create some competition for objectives such as bounties or challenges, we wanted to help alleviate this for the majority of common orders. Any defeats your teammates achieve while you play with them will contribute to these common orders. While the assist progress is less than individual progress, we hope it encourages you to play alongside other Guardians. Good change. Then they talk about Crucible. To ensure that you can prioritize whatever you need in Crucible and its many variable modes, we've also added a unique Crucible bonus. This bonus will automatically complete a few common orders for you upon each Crucible match completion, so you can still feel regularly rewarded for giving it your best. We don't want you to feel penalized for capturing zones instead of getting kills. All right. Then we get to legendary and exotic orders. So completing orders rewards you with another order and a payout that matches the order's tier. As you complete activities, play with other Guardians, and complete orders, you'll be increasing the chances that your completed orders may upgrade to a higher tier, which is, I guess, that bar you see in the image. While higher tier orders take longer to complete and may present a challenge, they offer greater rewards. A meter is displayed on the overview page to help convey your chance of a common order upgrading to a legendary order upon completion. A full bar means you have a very high upgrade chance. You may even get lucky when completing a legendary order and have it upgrade to an exotic order. So, here are the order payouts and the bright dust. So they say, after the Edge of Fate launched, we'd noted that we'd be returning a steady source of bright dust to the game with Renegades. With orders, we've both incorporated the bright dust previously available in seasonal challenges and set up a steady source. Let's dive into how it works. Initially, order payouts will provide you with regular drops of bright dust based on the tier of the payout. The available bright dust is segmented into weekly and seasonal pools, with a target budget each week or season, respectively. So once the budget is earned, future orders may continue to give bright dust, but at a reduced rate. So here are the category limits. So weekly category, 1,000 bright dust per week, starting at maintenance. Then you have the seasonal category, so 6,000 bright dust per season, starting at expansion lost. Remember, a season now covers both the expansion release and the one immediately following. Okay, wow, so that's a long time. So you can see here, like, for bright dust, common give 10, and then legendary 100, and exotic 200, and then they go down when you're over that, like, limit, right? So you can still get 10 bright dust per legendary, like, infinitely once you go over that 6,000 amount. They say an example of how this works: claiming common order payouts provides 10 bright dust each until your account has earned 1,000 bright dust that week, and then after reaching the 1,000 bright dust, common payouts no longer provide bright dust, but like legendary payouts provide 100 bright dust until you reach 1,000, and then they go down to 10, right? We kind of already talked about that. They say, now that you know how much can be gained, one last piece of critical information. Order payouts must be claimed from the Seasonal Hub Overview tab before a season ends, as they expire at the start of a new one. The design of orders should allow for a more streamlined experience while you earn progress and rewards without paying as much attention to your menus. You will be completing orders without needing to go to a vendor to collect more, and since orders take the way you are playing into consideration, you don't need to change your builds as much to continue being rewarded. Interesting. They then talk about daily and weekly objectives. So the challenges in the Seasonal Hub continue to work as they have since their introduction in the Edge of Fate, though they are now referred to as daily and weekly objectives, and you can see an example of some of them right here. So daily objectives are easy to complete, they refresh daily, and still reward you with 10 bright dust each, as well as an amount of experience, weekly rank progress, and weekly bonus ranks. On the other hand, weekly objectives require a bit more of a time investment, refresh weekly, give you 50 bright dust, a high amount of weekly rank bonus experience, and 4 portal bonus drops. They say, while the number of weeklies offered has been reduced, their rewards have been adjusted so that the value is still there. So they then say, are bounties gone? At this point, we know that's a question you're going to be asking yourselves. The answer is not all of them. Banshee, Failsafe, and Devrim no longer provide bounties, but there are still a few other vendors that offer daily and weekly bounties. Those that remain still grant the rewards they did prior. So if you are so inclined to pay Varix or Petra a visit every now and then for some XP, you can still do that. No, so that, I guess, never mind. Bounty prepping is still gonna be a thing. Dude, just get rid of them, Bungie. Like, come on. No one likes going to Varix to do those bounties unless you are bounty prepping and you feel like it's a requirement. Anyways, they then talk about Are you a returning player? Read this. So they're just going over like all these things that you can now get as a returning player. So they say to go along the new order system, we are also introducing a new returning players bonus for those of you who might have taken a break but are looking for a way to get back into the fray. We have two very defined goals with this new system: to get returning players up to speed fast and to reward engaging players who are helping them. So players who do not sign in or earn a total of 30 ranks during Season 27 will qualify for this benefit. These players will be marked as returners. So you get the Returners Boon. This boon increases all experience gains for the next 6 months. Then you have completing orders earn you a Returner's Gift up to 10 per week, or until 30 have been earned in total. So here's the Returner's Gift. Returners can earn a suite of one-time Returner's Gifts with 30 unique rewards upon completing orders. They're limited to 10 per week. So some notable rewards: numerous enhancement materials, tier 3 and 4 gear, exotic engrams, 1,000 bright dust, an iridescent engram for Eververse, the Tower Pamphlet emblem. All right, kind of cool. Then they have Returner's Blessing. While playing with someone who has the Returner's Boon and you do not, they will grant you the Returner's Blessing. The blessing increases the experience you earn. Completing activities while Returner's Blessing is active bestows random bonus portal engrams that you can then earn when you next complete the activity. A chance to earn an exclusive emblem when completing activities. And finally, the blessing will automatically complete some common orders when you complete activities to help reward you for accompanying a returning player. So they're literally bribing people. They're saying, listen, come back and play our game, and if you convince your friend to come back and play the game, you get bonuses as well. I see what you're doing, Bungie. All right. Then they talk about the Bungie bounty for good. It's actually back. You can see all the information and the emblem you can earn from it right here, guys. After that, we have the Green Man Gaming Destiny 2 bundle. I've actually seen this being advertised a few places. You can save up to 95% and support the Bungie Foundation at the same time with the Destiny 2 expansion bundle 2025 available at Green Man Gaming. If for whatever reason you don't have like any of the things listed there, it's such an insane deal. Like, you might as well. Like, if you are starting to get back into the game with the portal changes or whatever, you're having fun, it's a crazy deal. Moving on from there, guys, they have the Festival of the Lost sale on the Bungie store. So there's a sale going on, and there's also this specific emblem that you can earn with your purchase. You can see the information on screen right here, guys. And that is going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCactus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.